let's talk about brand colors, because most business owners choose their brand colors on one of these three things: their favorite color, whatever Canva kind of showed them first or was on a cute template, or what they see someone else using. And then they wonder why their brand doesn't feel cohesive or recognizable or related at all to what they're trying to share in their business. So today I'm going to show you how to actually create a color palette that is going to mean something, to sell something, because that's what your brand colors are meant to be doing, is helping your business to sell and to actually support your brand long term and have a meaning and heart behind it rather than just a random pretty set of colors. Plus, this is a side point that is probably one of the most important points: colors that actually work well together and are easy for you to use rather than just look free on a color palette but not in practice. And make sure you stick around to the end, because I'm going to give you a dead simple test that's going to help you to work out if your color palettes are actually going to work or fall flat when you try to post them to social media. So let's dive in. Well, hello. If we have not met before, I am so thrilled to have you here. My name is Jackie, and I am a graphic designer who is ending the gatekeeping. I want to make sure that you, as an everyday business owner, can get secrets from a professional graphic designer so that you can have all the benefits of good design in your business as a DIYer, as someone just using Canva, as someone doing your best as a business to create professional graphics that you can show up confidently without having to waste thousands of dollars on professional design. And I know it's possible because I've taught hundreds of students and thousands of people all over the world how to do this, and I'm excited to teach you too. Now, what I'm sharing with you today is a little bit of an excerpt from my course, DIY Design My Biz. I'll give you some more info at the end on that. But if you're a business owner who is looking to create your own brand and graphics, this course is made for you. And so colors are important. Colors aren't just, I'll just pick some pretty colors and use those. Firstly, colors are something you're going to want to use consistently everywhere. I don't want you changing colors one day to post on social media because you found a cute Canva template and can't be bothered changing the colors. I also don't want you putting out a random flyer that's got different colors to what's on your website that's different to what's on your Instagram. All of your colors need to be the same all of the time. Now, that doesn't mean if you've got 6 colors in your color palette, all 6 colors need to be used on every single graphic. That does mean subsets of those colors need to be used on every single graphic. It's the same over and over again and should be the same for years on end rather than just changing when we feel like it. Because colors can trigger an emotional response in our audience. You've probably heard the phrase color psychology, and it's this idea that colors represent something to our audience. And so if we're just picking random colors, there's no intention or meaning behind it, and what it represents to our audience might not represent what we actually do. It also really plays a part in the value of your business, the perceived value. So if you are a product or service that is worth thousands of dollars, your colors and your brand in general better be representing that, or people are going to come to your business and be confused by your price point. Similarly, if you've got a really affordable brand, your colors better be representing that too, rather than looking like a really premium brand. Color also plays a part, and this is why consistency is really important too, in recognizability. So if you've been following me ever, which if you're not, please do, my handle on Instagram is whitedeer, GD, and there you will see me using the same colors over and over and over again. And what that means is that when you see a post on your scroll, like you're just scrolling your feed and you see a purple post, chances are you're going to stop because you recognize that it's me. And so that's something that you can have in your business too, is if you're posting the same kind of colors over and over and over again, means your audience can begin to recognize you and pick you out from a distance. And color also helps to set the tone of what you do. If you're a really playful business or if you're a really calm business, those colorings are going to feel different and going to represent different feelings. So you can actually choose how your audience feels when they interact with your business by the colors that you choose. And so I'm going to give you tips on how to do all of this in today's video, because colors are going to tell your audience what you're about, what your price point is, and the kind of person that you serve without even saying a word. And I promise it's not as hard as it sounds once you know a few key things, and I hope to share that with you today. So to start with, before I get into the practical way to pull it all together and some clear steps, I want to share with you 3 rules, because if you break one of these rules, things are going to fall apart really quickly for your brand and your color palette. So the first rule is to choose colors that match your brand energy. And so ask yourself, am I a calm brand or a bold brand? Am I a feminine brand or a really minimalist brand? Am I a warm brand or a cool brand or a luxe brand or a really affordable brand? When you know the answers to those questions, you're going to be able to choose colors that match that feel so much more. And so I'm going to put some examples on the screen now. And so you'll see this corporate color palette. It is navy and charcoal and crisp and white, and it feels really, really corporate. That is heavily contrasted between this beauty color palette. This might be what a beauty brand might use. They might be a nail salon or something. They're using pinks and blushes and beiges. That's then very different to a sporting brand, which might be some really bright colors. It might be a bright red or a bright blue or bright orange, and maybe some blacks and dark colors. It provides like this energetic and motivating feel, which is again very different to a kids brand, which might be very colorful and rainbow, maybe pastels or maybe bright colors. And that's a very different feel. And that then contrasts to something like a fast food brand. And if you look at most fast food brands around, they're usually all using a similar color palette of like reds or oranges or yellows because they make us feel hungry. And so we need to choose colors for our business that represent what we do, colors that may make sense to our industry so people can begin to pre-qualify what kind of category we sit in as a business, and also colors that represent how we work, how we want people to feel when they work with us, how excited they should be or how relaxed they should be. All of these things can be represented through our colors. So that's rule number 1. Rule number 2, which is a lot of people forget, is to anchor your bright main colors with neutral colors. So this is things like beige or creams or grays or blacks or browns, anything that's not like an actual kind of color, because neutrals help create breathing space. They stop the chaos. They make your actual colors pop, and they give you some huge flexibility when you're actually designing, because I can guarantee if you pick a fully bright color palette, you're not going to have any colors that go well together to make a full design, because you don't have a neutral white in there. You don't have an off-white kind of creamy color. You don't have a dark color to kind of make things readable. So it's really important, I'm going to share some more examples of this soon, that you have neutrals added in with your color palette, and those neutrals will change how things feel. Like if you have a gray in your brand, it will feel more cool. If you have a brown in your brand, it will feel more warm. So you can't just like pick a random neutral. We need to still consider those neutrals and decide, does it back up how I want my brand to feel? And rule number 3 is we need to make the colors usable. And so by usable, I mean kind of what I was referring to at the end of that rule then, of those neutrals help to make your brand usable. And you can also do that with your colors. And so for me, in my colors, for example, I have a really light purple and a really dark purple, because when I use those together, it helps to make the brand readable. And so I'll put some examples on the screen now of some good versus bad examples. And you'll see that if you have the wrong colors, then they're not going to go together well. And going together well is not just aesthetic, it's about readability. Because if you're creating graphics that use your pretty colors, but they aren't actually readable, then there's no point in you creating that graphic. Because if someone can't read what you have to say, they're not going to be able to connect with your message. And so we need to make sure that your colors are useful. Do they go well together? Do they actually work in practice? I'm going to help you do that again soon, but I need to make sure that that is a key priority for you as you're working through this, making sure that your colors are useful. So that usually means having lights and darks, neutrals combined with your main key colors. Because when you don't, you risk not getting seen at all. You risk looking unprofessional. And it just makes it really hard for you to create designs because you're like, why isn't this working? And it's usually because you don't have a good range in your color palette. And on that, people always ask me, oh, how many colors should I have in my color palette? Friend, there is no specific rule. There is no specific, like you must have X amount of colors here, X amount of colors here, and 5 colors in total. I have maybe 15 colors in my color palette. Some of my students have 3 colors in their color palette, and both of those can work. It just is a matter of how those colors go together, if they're representing the same thing and the same feeling and the same vibe, and if you have that range that actually makes it usable. So now that we know some 3 key rules, I want to go into practically building out your color palette. What are the steps you need to take to do this in a way to build a really robust, professional, and easy to use color palette? All right, so firstly, we have step 1, and that is to start with the feeling. Before you go anywhere and try to think of any colors, I want you to first brainstorm the feeling. If you're in my course, I always go through what are the 5 feelings you want your brand to represent, and I go through a whole exercise to help you think through that. But as a abbreviated version for you on today's video, think through, how do I want someone to feel when they work with my business? How do I want my business to come across? When someone comes across me on Instagram, how do I want that to feel? And so some examples might be playful, feminine, safe, grounded, nurtured, energetic, motivating, wealthy, minimalist, fun, transformative, bold. What are some keywords? And don't pick too many because it'll start to get muddy, but 3 to 5 words can be really helpful in then helping you choose your color palette. So first, sit down and choose 3 to 5 keywords you want your brand to feel like. Okay, then step 2 is to take those words and define inspiration. We're not creating in a void. There is a whole world of inspiration that you can draw on to create your color palette from. So what I want you to do is to jump into Pinterest. Pinterest is a free, like glorified Google image search, if you will. And so what I want you to do is take one of those keywords you've just found, like wealthy, and pair that with a phrase color palette. So you type in wealthy color palette, and you'll see what comes up is a ton of examples of wealthy color palettes that look like they might be for premium kind of brands. And you can take those and get inspiration from them. Maybe see if there's any patterns, see if there's anything that comes up that you love. Because you are also allowed to love your brand. While I don't want you to pick colors, it's just your favorite color. If you're a personal brand, it is important that you like your colors. I had a brand one that was pink, and it was hot pink and white. I hated hot pink. I felt ashamed of that brand. And so don't choose colors that you hate, but choose colors that represent what you want your brand to feel like, represent your business, represent your niche, and represent what you like. And so scroll that and see what you find. You can also search words like feminine color palette, or safe color palette, or nurturing color palette, or minimalist color palette, or even things to do with your niche. So gym color palette, or coach color palette, or photographer color palette. Type those in and see what comes up to find some inspiration. Step 3 is to choose your primary colors. So choose your key colors here. So this is where, for me, my brand, I have my purples. So I have a key purple, but I also have my lights and darks darks of that key color. So I have my bright color and then I have a darker purple and then a lighter purple. Now, when you're doing this, make sure that you don't just pick another random purple. It needs to be in the same tone. It needs to be in the same kind of brightness and vibe. Don't just pick like a fluoro green and then a really neutral green and a really pastel green. Do like 3 peaceful kind of greens or 3 energetic greens or 3 earthy greens, and that's going to help the brand to feel far more aligned and consistent, because you can imagine a bright fluoro green has a very different feel to an earthy green. And so making sure you're being consistent in the kind of things that you choose so your brand is always showing the right message. So this primary color is the main color that you want your brand to feel like, and you might have, for me, I only have 1 primary color, and we'll talk about accent colors soon. You could have 3 primary colors, and then if you want to have the lights and darks of those primary colors to make your color palette really versatile. To pick this primary color, you're probably going to notice a trend in your Pinterest search, and so often using one of those or 2 of those can be a really great place to start. Next up, in step 4, we want to choose a supporting neutral. So like I mentioned, you must have neutrals in your color palette, whether that's a white or a black or variants on those. So a beige or a cream or an off-white or even a yellowy white, and then a gray, a black or a brown, something that's going to help to create some depth, some readability in your design. So if you have found your color palette hard to use, chances are you don't have some neutrals to go with it. So choose a light neutral and a dark neutral. You can even choose a couple of tones of the lighter or darker neutral if you want to, or at least one or the other is really, really important. And then in step 5, we're going to choose your accent colors. So for me, for example, I use purple 80% of the time, but then 20% of the time I'm choosing a green color, and that green is my accent color. I could choose to have some lights and darks for accent color too, or I could just have it to use on its own. Ideally, it's going to go well with your main primary color so that you can use them together. And sometimes they might not work well together. For example, my purple and green don't actually go that well together. It either needs to be paired with a neutral color, like maybe given a border or a box, or used in a totally different design. You don't need to always have all of your colors used together at the exact same time. They do need to look like they're from the same family. They have the same feeling to them. And when you're posting consistently, it feels like a consistent, cohesive brand. So you might use your accent color on a totally different social media post, or you might use it for like a highlight for a headline or an underline as a doodle mark, or a button, like a CTA button. So you might use it just occasionally to help create some visual interest or pop into your brand. And before I go into the final step, which is the most non-negotiable step, I'm going to share with you some rapid fire of things to not do when you're creating your color palettes. Firstly, don't just copy someone else's color palette because you think it looks cute. You need to make sure you've done the work. You need to make sure that that color palette is actually flexible and has got the neutrals and got different tones. You also need to make sure it represents what you want your business to represent. Does it attract your target audience? Does it represent the feelings you want your brand to represent? Does it represent the price point? Does it represent what you actually like? And then maybe you can use their color palette as inspiration, not copying it completely. Try to avoid, if you're finding your colors hard to use, avoid picking too many colors. The less colors you have without being boring will be easier to use. So if you're finding it tricky, trying to use like 5 really bright colors, it's going to be tricky to use. If you don't want to use 5 bright colors, my tip is to have a really strong neutral you use most of the time with those bright colors on top of that neutral, or a neutral on top of those bright colors, and not actually using all bright colors together at once. Lastly, don't create a color palette that's hard to use. Don't choose things that don't have enough contrast between lights and darks. Don't use colors that don't actually go together. Don't choose colors that have different feelings. If you're following the rules I've already shared, then you should be pretty good with that one. And so before I share with you the 5-second readability test, which is our 5th step to choosing a really strong, cohesive, and professional color palette, I want to invite you to my course. I don't often share this on YouTube, but if you are watching this video and thinking, all right, I can do that, something just feels missing, or I feel a bit confused, or I'd love some feedback, or I'd love some more steps, or I'd love some more examples, or I'm okay with the colors, but I'm not okay with the fonts or my logo, and actually putting this together in a social media post or a flyer or a podcast cover, whatever it is, I have a course that's going to help you do all of those things and more. It's called DIY Design My Biz, and it's a course designed exactly for business owners in the early stages of business, trying to look professional, trying to save money from hiring a designer, and trying to put out content regularly, but feeling overwhelmed by doing so. And so I want to help step you through how to create a full, cohesive, professional brand. I've made it so easy for an everyday person to understand. I've given you every single step, every single resource you could possibly need. Plus, you get feedback from me and my team on your designs as well. And then once you've created your brand, I'm going to step you through every single template and design you possibly need for your business, from social media posts to flyers to slides to lead magnets, all of the above. I'm giving you tutorials and templates so you can create them looking professional and save money on having to hire an outsourced designer every time you need a graphic. So I'd love to have you joining me. I'm going to give you a special little URL now that's going to give you a cheeky little discount if you jump in quickly. Head to the link in the description or on the screen right now, and you are going to love this course. I've had over 500 students go through here creating their own brands, creating professional graphics, and it's recently had a makeover too, so it's fully updated. It's got AI tips, it's got games inside, it's got templates and tips and tools to take you through step by step instead of feeling overwhelmed and confused and frustrated at this process, I'm going to take you through quickly so that even in a weekend, you could create your whole brand and learn how to actually create graphics that look professional rather than graphics that are looking sloppy and slowing down your business. I would love to have you inside. All right, let's now get to the 5-second readability test, because this is step number 5 to creating a cohesive and beautiful color palette. And it's going to make sure that when you're designing, it's going to be really easy to do. And so ask yourself, if I was to put, can I pick one of my neutrals or one of my light colors in my color palette and place it on top of one of my dark colors and it still be readable? And test it. I don't want you just thinking those things. I want you to get onto Canva, write out, hello, this is a test with some text, and then pop that text on a background of one of your brand colors. Make the text color one of your neutrals, one of your light colors, and make the bottom color, background color, one of your main key colors of your brand. And check, is it readable? If it's not readable, you need to go back to the drawing board, or you need to add in some more colors and some more contrasting colors into your brand. So by contrasting colors, I mean a lighter color or a darker color, or both. You need to add in more lights and more darks. Because if your brand isn't readable, if your colors don't actually work together in practice, you're going to be missing the mark altogether. So I hope you found that useful. If you wanted some more support on your colors, don't just comment in the comments and think, Jackie, I'm still stuck, or don't just try to go around in circles for 4 hours trying to work this out yourself. Join my DIY course. It's going to save you hours. It's going to save you thousands of dollars in hiring a designer in the future. That's going to help your business to grow 10 times faster. That's actually going to look professional. So make sure you join me in that course today. There are payment plans available, and you're going to thank yourself 1,000 times over for saying yes to this. So thanks for joining me. I hope you found it helpful. I can't wait to hear how your color palettes go. And remember, choose colors on their feeling, not just because they look cute. Focus on variance in your color palette, so neutrals, adding in lights and darks, and that's going to help your color palette to actually work. And then make sure to test it. Create some social media graphics, create some text on top of a color, see if things work in practice before you commit to the color palette. Even if a color palette looks pretty on paper, if it doesn't work in practice, it's not going to be helpful to you. So thanks for joining me. Make sure you hit subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and hit like if you loved it. And I will see you next week for another tutorial. Bye.